Okay, guys, we're welcome back for week number 5 of 9. So this week we've got some props. We're talking about alcohol, the good stuff. But before that, we just need to, I suppose, get our minds together as to how we can include all these wonderful, tasty treats over the coming weeks, because let's not kid ourselves, it's going to happen. And for us to be able to consume these within our week and certainly enjoy them closer to the festive celebrations, we need to think smartly about how can we do that without impacting my performance, my body, but my physique too much. Okay, so when we come to calories, okay, that's really how we're going to start this conversation. Okay, so obviously these have alcohol in them. Okay, and 1 gram of alcohol, 7 calories. Okay, so 1 gram of alcohol, 7 calories. Okay, now when that boils down to the overall bigger picture, you can begin to think about how you can consume quite a lot of calories in liquid form. No matter which one you choose, there's going to be excess calories there, and then that has an impact because most of these calories will be carbohydrates. And on top of that, there'll be simple carbohydrates, which means they're the kind of ones that we don't really want to be consuming too much of because of the spike of glucose, insulin levels, and what does that do for our body fat storage. Okay, so if we're going to be consuming items such as Guinness, whiskey, the good stuff, always go with Teelings, and then these are just to represent cocktails. We need to account for that within our actually overall weekly food consumption or nutrition. So if I'm to make this very simple, if I'm going to consume 10,000 calories over the course of a week, which will be spread between carbs, fats, and everything else, and then on a Saturday night, I'm going to consume another 2,500, 3,000 calories through alcohol, I have to ask myself, where's that 13,000 calories going to bring me in terms of physique? The answer being not very good. Okay, so what we need to do is, if we know we're going to be consuming 3,000 calories, well then through the week, it's better if I only eat 6,000 or 7,000 calories. So then when I do consume the fun stuff, I'm actually still within my realms of caloric need. Okay, now that's as deep as we're going to go with that for the moment, or certainly for this video. What we're really thinking about is, if I'm going to have this stuff, I need to account for that within my overall weekly nutrition, so thereby when I actually do consume this stuff, it's not blowing me out of the water and I'm not going to go ahead and put on a load of weight. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about the weight gain that you get from alcohol, or mainly from these kind of simple carbs. It's not fat. It's not visceral fat. It's not fat being shoved into your system and your body going into the system to store it. What it actually is liquid. It's water. Okay? So for every gram of carbs, your body will hold on to 4 grams of hydrogen of water. So let's think about that. If I consume an extra 400 grams of carbohydrates on a Christmas party night, or pints with the guys or girls, or cocktails with the guys or girls, 400, each one of them is going to be asking for some water, and essentially your body is going to actually store 1.6 liters of water to service the 400 grams. Okay, so it's the factor of by 4. You can imagine if you just got a liter or even 1.6 liters and put it on a scales, that's going to weigh. That's going to weigh something, and that's going to be in you. So as I step up in the scales after consuming this, and my body therefore is storing hydrogen or storing water, let's say again that 1.6 litres, of course I'm going to weigh. And not only that, then it kind of bloats people a little bit as well. And any definition that you may have been seeing or getting is gone because the body has essentially swollen itself due to the water. Hope I'm not losing you here. This is as deep as we're going. Okay? So, what do we do? On the days and the weeks that we know that we have Christmas parties, pints with the lads, drinks with the girls, fancy meals out with our loved ones, and we know we're going to be consuming these liquid calories, well, the 2 days prior to the event, so if Saturday night is the night I'm going out for drinks, well then Friday and Thursday are going to be when I start limiting my carbohydrates, my simple starchy carbohydrates. We'll keep our protein the way it normally would. We'll ramp up on the good fruit and veggies, and we'll significantly cut down on anything related to potatoes, rice, pasta, all those kind of simple stuff that we'd have. So when we come on Saturday and consume these carbs, well, on Sunday morning, we're actually not that over, and the body doesn't need to store all that excess water. Okay, so as we're navigating the next coming weeks through alcohol consumption, that's how we do it. And that is how we can continue to enjoy, obviously in moderation, of course, enjoy alcoholic drinks and still keep a lean, performance-driven body. Okay, and it's really as simple as that. But that's all you need to think about is if I'm going out on Saturday, well then I don't want to overspend my budget of carbohydrates. I got to taper off 2 days beforehand so that I have a bunch of carbs to spend on liquid carbs on the day itself. Now, using this protocol is the most effective, efficient, fun way of including alcohol while still looking to maintain a lean physique and a physique that can kind of, essentially, without being excessively restrictive, can drop body fat still on a weekly basis. Okay, so this week, as the parties kick in, I know I'm gone over this week. I don't really mind because this is an important topic for the next 4 weeks. As the parties start being booked in and the nights out and the dinners out, you got to get this in your mindset. You got to plan for what's happening on that day and then backtrack and reverse engineer your week. If you don't do that, you will put on body fat and you're going to struggle to lose it because if there's not going to be just one night, there'll be 3, 4, 5 nights over the course of a month. And you can imagine if you're excessively spending on those nights with carbohydrates and your body's storing all that water, it is absolutely possible to put on 3 to 5 kilos of scale weight. And in clothes, of course, your body's going to be swollen purely because that storage of water. Okay, so we got to get our minds on this now so that we're prepared when the festivities kick off. You're not worried, you know how you're doing it, you know how you're going to navigate it, and of course you can always reach out to me, but by and large you're educated enough to make choices, and that's what we're looking to do. Okay, so get that in the mindset, apply it over the next 3 to 4 weeks when the festivities kick in, and I can assure you if we are still following the first 3 weeks and pop this in on top, you can enjoy the next month of festivities, still lose body fat while enjoying nights out and being social. That's a win-win in my books.